Today I'm going to tell you why I don't include hair and makeup fees in my photography packages. Hi, I'm Paige Ray. I'm a commercial photographer and videographer here in Los Angeles. I've been doing this for about 10 years. I've worked with 200 plus clients. I'm going to share a little bit of my behind the scenes expertise on why I don't include hair and makeup fees in my photography packages. This is a common practice that a lot of photographers do. I'm going to explain why other photographers do it and why I don't do it. The reason that this feels like a hot take is because even though I don't include hair and makeup in my photography package, I do require my clients to get hair and makeup for their photo shoots. Out of 200 plus clients, I would say that maybe just a handful, like 3 or 4 of them have insisted on doing their own makeup. You will not find those shoots in my portfolio. The photos turned out really beautiful, but the clients were not happy with how their face looked in the end result because they looked washed out. Now, something that is important to note is that when we were doing a photo shoot, we're using lighting, and lighting washes you out. So you have to bring back the definition in your face with makeup, and it will feel heavy. Even if you are a natural makeup person, even if you never wear makeup in your day-to-day life, in order to look good not wearing makeup on camera, or to look like you're not wearing makeup on camera, or like you're wearing just natural makeup on camera, you still have to get full hair and makeup. That sounds wild, but don't even take my word for it. Just go look at what I've done. Don't worry, because it will look absolutely fantastic. That's what everybody ends up saying. Everybody's like, oh my God, I never wear makeup. This makeup feels too heavy. This isn't gonna look good in photos. And then I show them the first photo and they're like, oh, this looks fantastic. I look like me. If you wanna look like you in photos, you have to get hair and makeup that isn't normally what you do. It feels like a paradox. It's going to feel really annoying until you see the results. If you skip hair and makeup in your photos, you will not like the way you look. That's the hard and fast truth. I know you think that's a bummer, and I know it's like, oh my God, this is such an added expense. I really want to skip it. That's why most people want to skip it. But don't, because if you're going to spend the money on a photo shoot, you're going to waste money that you spent on a photo shoot if you don't also do hair and makeup. So it is an added expense that's a fraction of what your photos are going to cost anyway. And it's going to make you pop in photos and on video, whatever you're doing. If you're on camera, hair and makeup. The reason that I don't include hair and makeup in my photography packages is because I just don't want to be a middleman for vendor payment. That's it. Other photographers do choose to go this path, and it has more to do with sales psychology, and it's actually a really smart decision when it comes to booking photo shoots. People do not want to pay multiple separate services. If you can give them one number at the end of the day that includes everything, they're going to be more likely to pay that. Whether hair and makeup is included in your package or not, you're still going to be paying the same price for it. Other photographers include hair and makeup in their packages because clients are more likely to book a package when everything is one price, even if that one price is the same price as it would be if you broke it apart into different prices like I do, which is pay for my photography and then go hire your hair and makeup artist. Even if those things add up to the same number as the photographer that offers it all in one package, people are more likely to book that one number. It's just how our human brains work. So it's actually a smart move on behalf of other photographers. I personally simply just don't want to be a middleman for other vendor payments. I don't want to hold on to that money for somebody else. I've done it. It's not my jam. It's not that big of a deal. Even though it's the exact same total cost of hiring a hair and makeup artist separately. It's simply not my preferred approach, and that's okay. And yes, I have a handful of hair and makeup artists that I've worked with for years that I highly recommend. Not only have they worked with all of my clients, but I have been in their chair too for my own photo shoots, and they are incredible. I've always got trustworthy recommendations for hair and makeup artists. So I'm going to take you through real quick what is included in my photo packages, what's not included in my photo packages, because it's not just hair and makeup, and then also a few additional expenses that can vary from shoot to shoot. So here's what I do include in my packages. A planning meeting, which should include your brand strategist, your website designer, your social media manager, your copywriter, anybody on your team who wants to be a part of this meeting and have a say in how the shoot goes can be a part of this meeting. I love having the whole team on board. In this planning meeting, we go through a ton of different topics, but we get the majority of the shoot set in this planning meeting. So of course, we're talking about date, we're talking about objective, we're talking about aesthetics, we're talking about shot list. Usually we've already determined a good amount of the shot list before you even booked. That's a big part of the conversation before you actually decide to work with me. We're also talking about what the mood of the shoot is going to be and an overall schedule for the day. This is heavily dependent on the location, which is my favorite topic when it comes to a photo shoot, because the location is really going to paint the backdrop for your brand story. It's very important in terms of aesthetics. So I tend to be really particular about locations. I get to be particular about locations because in Los Angeles, there is everything you could dream of in terms of location, whether that is in a studio or on a set or on location. It's just everywhere you could want is available here. And the weather is so nice year round that you can shoot outside whenever you want to. It's pretty awesome. After that planning meeting, I'm going to do location scouting for you, and you're going to make a decision based on that location scouting until we find just the right place. Once all of those details are set, I will put it into a creative brief for final review by the whole team. So that's you, your brand strategist, your website designer, to make sure everybody's on the same page and that everybody's getting what they need. And then, of course, included in your shoot is the shoot day. I'm showing up to set at the same time that you do because I want to be there from the beginning to the end. I want to be able to talk to you while you're in glam, go over your wardrobe choices, which we've already discussed before the shoot, but I want to see exactly how they play once they're on set. And then, of course, we include post-production. I include editing. You get high-res files, all of that. So pretty much everything you need is in that package. Now, the only two things that are not in that package are what we already talked about, hair and makeup fees, and location fees are not in my packages. This is something that's more unique to what I do in Los Angeles. Now, a lot of photographers outside of LA include location fees in their packages. That's common, and it's great because they pretty much know what their location fees are going to be. A lot of them already have a studio that they either work with regularly or that they own, or they just know the rental rates in their city and they don't have to worry about those rates changing. So when they include them in their packages, they know that they're not going to accidentally bust their profit margins by the cost of a space being way more than they expect it to. Here in LA, it feels like everything's changing all of the time. There are seasons when everybody's shooting, so studios are more to rent, or seasons where nobody's shooting and studios are cheaper to rent. Bigger stages and bigger sets and different locations will require different permitting and different rental fees. So I can't know what your location fees are going to be until we get into shoot planning. So I don't include them in the cost of your package. That's an additional fee that you'll be paying outside of it, but I do help you when it comes to your budget. We are going to stay within your budget. Like, you don't have to worry about that. And then there are a couple of additional expenses that vary by project. Sometimes you need them, sometimes you don't. And that basically comes down to equipment rentals and additional team members for me, like a photo assistant, a gaffer, a grip. Those are roles occasionally that I use on bigger projects. So that would be an additional expense, but sometimes I don't need them for smaller shoots. So we don't need to include that cost. Same for equipment rentals. If I already have the equipment that we need to shoot what you need, then great, we don't have to worry about it. But if you have a specific shot that you need and maybe I have to rent a lens that I don't have, that's a fee that comes into play. All right, I hope that answered some questions for you. And photographers, if you're watching, I hope that gave you a little bit of insight into what your options are for pricing your packages on the back end. If you want to work together, which I would love, visit my website at pageray.com. You can email me at hello@pageray.com or follow me on Instagram, follow me here, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I love having you here. I'm trying to grow my YouTube, and so I will be posting here regularly with long form content like this. If there's something specific you want to see, let me know in the comments. I will make a video just for you. Thanks for being here.